Krish, just in the last hour or so in Calais, there was a vigil held here, and I wanted to show you some of the pictures from that vigil. Activists unfurled a giant list of people who have died, migrants and refugees trying to cross from France to the UK, a huge list going back many, many years. Now, the names of the people who lost their lives on Wednesday are not on that list because we know very little about them at the moment. That said, the leader of Kent County Council gave some details today. He was talking at a council meeting, and he confirmed that one of the 4 confirmed dead was a teenager. We say confirmed dead because, as you said, the search continued this morning and it was an aerial search with drones, which would of course imply that the authorities expect that number to increase. Also, a government source said that 8 of the 39 people who were rescued were children, so under 16. Also, the French and British governments issued a joint statement today talking about reiterating their commitment to clamp down on people smuggling, basically. And people smuggling is what governments want us to be talking about because it's something they feel they can control, they can spend money on, they can arrest their way out of the problem. There is a more fundamental question, though, as a society that we need to ask, and that is the extent to which people smugglers create the demand or simply supply an ever-increasing level of demand.
Channel crossing season now runs deep into winter. The cold, coupled with the rain, means makeshift migrant and refugee camps become frozen swamps. Up to 400 people live here around Dunkirk, the same again and more in Calais next door.
As winter sets in properly here in all the little camps around Dunkirk and Calais, conditions are becoming absolutely appalling, as you can see. With all the focus on the awful tragedy on the Channel over the last 48 hours, charities we're speaking to, though, are saying that they're amazed people haven't died in the cold on land as well as at sea.
And this is where Naveed Azizi lives, a 25-year-old English teacher from Afghanistan. Tried crossing the Channel to the UK on a small boat 3 days ago, will try again tomorrow.
From childhood, it was one of my big wishes that one day I will go to UK.
His journey, though, started at Kabul airport when the Taliban took over in August last year. Didn't make it onto one of the evacuation planes, ended up crossing into Iran by foot and filmed it with friends. Then on to Turkey and through into Europe. In most of the countries he's been through, he's been either violently pushed back or pushed out. Naveed, if every country that you go to doesn't want you, why do you keep going?
If I go to go back to Afghanistan, my life was in danger. Because
but what drives you to? Like, why do you keep going from country to country? Where do you want to go?
From childhood, it was my one big dream that is one of my big wishes that one day I will go to UK.
There are some people that say people like you should go to the first safe country. Like France. So why don't you just stay here and not come to the UK?
But I say to you that I know English. I was teaching English. I love English.
Do you have almost like a romantic idea of what the UK is like, or what do you think it's like there?
My relatives live in UK, and they say me the facilities for education, facilities for living. They say me because of that. Living in UK is better than living in France.
Naveed's circumstances means it's unlikely he'd get accepted onto one of the UK's Afghan resettlement schemes. After our interview, joins the queue for food provided by charities here. Many of these men, and they are mainly men, have been recycled through various countries' asylum systems. Deported, then come back, then deported again, and so on. No country for young men.